you see, these are the numbers as on 13th March. So last week, right? Or yeah, some 10 days ago, not last week, 10-11 days ago. So you see, these are the 30 companies which are included in BSE Sensex, right? And you can see the industry to which they belong, right? Or industry to which each of these companies belongs, right? So that is also there. These are the names. And column D actually captures the market capitalization in full, right? And column E captures the free float market capitalization. Okay. And then I have calculated the weight of each stock in the index computation. So what do I basically mean by weight here? Conceptually, what is meant by weight out here? What is meant by weight out here? Weight is basically
residual factor.
Yes. Weight basically means the importance. See, as you can see the weights, which company has got the highest weight in index in BSE Sensex?
Reliance.
Reliance. Now you see something very interesting. If you consider the first 5 companies, that is Reliance, HDFC Bank, Infosys, HDFC, ICICI Bank, that account for 50% of the weight almost. See, total is 49%. And if you take TCS also in this list, then this first 6 companies actually account for almost 55% of the total index. So if these 5 companies move in a particular direction, even if all other 25 companies or 24 companies move in the exactly opposite direction, still the overall movement in the Sensex will be determined by these 6 because they account for more than 50% of the weight. So you can understand how critical these 5-6 companies are in terms of their capability to move the overall broad index in a particular direction, right? And if you take only first 2, 12%, 24%, little more than 24%. So almost 1/4 of the Sensex movement is actually driven by the movements in these 2 stocks, that is Reliance Industries and HDFC Bank. So what I'm trying to make you understand is, the broad movement that you get to see in Sensex may be driven primarily by some of the big companies like Reliance, HDFC, Infosys, HDFC Bank, and things like, or the companies like these, right? So we should never ever think that, it's a composite thing. Yes, definitely, mathematically speaking, it's a composite thing, but few companies in the top, say first 5-6, actually broadly, they will determine, or they will drive the way Sensex on a particular day will behave or move by and large, because they have got huge weights. So that is the conceptual aspect of it. So basically by weight I mean the importance. So highest importance in Sensex is obtained by Reliance Industry because they have the highest weight, followed by HDFC and followed by Infosys and so on. And these weights will keep on changing because the free float market capitalization also keeps on changing. Now, how do I calculate these weights? Let me delete this and show you how to calculate. Can somebody tell me how to calculate the weight for Reliance Industries in Sensex? How do I calculate? Anyone? how this weight is calculated, that 12.09%, how is that calculated? Any clue? Yes?
Sir,
Tell. Don't worry whether you will be correct or wrong. There is nothing.
the first do the total of that free float market cap,
It's
and
already
then
totaled.
okay, so then the individual stocks free float market cap divided by that particular, like the total of the
Total. Very good. Excellent. So the weight for Reliance will be calculated as free float market capitalization of Reliance divided by free float market capitalization of all 30 stocks. Right? So that's what I have done in the formula. I'll give absolute reference for the total so that I can drag it. So I'll drag it down. That's it. That's how I calculate the weight. Okay. Everybody understood how weight is calculated? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now, see, if you want to calculate what is the free float adjustment factor, what is the free float adjustment factor of each stock? How do I calculate free float adjustment factor for each stock? Tell me. How do I calculate free float adjustment factor for each stock?
Sir, can you please again explain the meaning of free flow adjustment factor?
Free float adjustment factor is nothing but it is, that portion of the total shares which are floating in the market, which are available for trading. I repeat, free float adjust.
Free float,
Yes.
the free float market capitalization
Yes.
divided by the total M cap.
Yes, very good. So it will be free float market capitalization of a particular stock divided by total market capitalization of that particular stock. Very simple. Yes or no? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Right? Now you can just autofill. Now, when I say free float adjustment factor is 50% or 0.5 for Reliance Industries, what does this basically mean? It basically means 50% of the total shares are floating in the market and the remaining 50% of the shares are held by
Promoters.
Company only.
promoters. That is Ambani family, right? Okay. So even if you buy all the freely floating shares in the market, still you cannot take control of Reliance Industries, right? As of now, because 50% of the shares are held by the promoters and strategic group investors or top level management. That is the family and the promoters family, right? So you understand this. Very good, very simple. Now, yes,
Sir,
please ask.
In case of ICICI Bank and HDFC
I'm
Bank,
coming to that only. Yes. Now, this is, see, in case of HDFC and ICICI Bank, the free float is 100%. That means promoter shareholding is 0. SEBI is saying that maximum shareholding for the promoter should be 75%. But it does not say that minimum this much you have to have. Okay. Are you getting my point, what I'm saying?
yes, sir.
So those who floated the company, it's not necessary that they will continue. They might sell off their share and go. Correct. And now you might think that this is something very unusual, right? Now you can cross check. How do I cross check? You can go to screener. See, what is the promoter holding for HDFC?
0%.
What is the promoter? 0%. That means 100% is freely floating in the market. Okay. What is the other bank? So you like this, you can cross check, right? So it is possible because SEBI regulation talks about the maximum shareholding that the promoter can have at this point. When I am talking about it, as of now, it is 75% is the maximum. So those who have got more than 75%, they will have to reduce it down to 75%. But there is nothing called that you have to have this much of holding at least. No. Okay. So a company can have 100% shares freely floating in the market. Possible. Is this point clear, Utsav? Got it?
Yes, sir. But
Okay.
sir, in certain times, like doing well fundamental analysis, so we see that the decreasing trend of promoter holding, that is not
Yeah.
a very good sign. So
Yeah, that is not a very good sign for companies which are not as reputed as these companies, right?
okay.
HDFC is one of the biggest, or in fact the biggest non-banking financial company, right, in India, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you are right. That is, even I also factor in that. See, if promoter holdings are, reducing, it basically is a sign that promoters are leaving and they are trying to, exit, right? So that is not often not taken as a good sign, right? But you should not generalize that. It again depends on which company stock you are talking about, right? Is it clear, Utsav? Got it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Now let us look at the index calculation. You have understood all those things. Now, on 16th March, Sensex was 50,363.96. Free float market capitalization on that date, on 16th March, was 55 crore 4. What is that? 55 lakh 4,464.61 crore. That was the free float market capitalization on that day. Base date index value for Sensex was 100, right? And base date market capitalization is approximately 10,929.37 crore. This is a number which is not exact because this number is not available in the public domain. Different people give different estimates, but somewhere nearby it will be. Okay. Now, given these numbers, can you reconcile and show me how this 50,363.96 is arrived at? Can anybody show me or tell me how to arrive at that? On 16 March, Sensex closed at this point. This is real number, means this is real number in the sense exact number. It's not an arbitrary number. 50,363.96. This was the number. Okay, closing number for Sensex on 16 March. Free float market capitalization as on that date was 55,04,464.61 crore. Okay. Base date Sensex value was 100 and base date market capitalization of Sensex was 10,929.37 crore. Given this information, can you tell me how I can arrive at that 50,363.96?
So, free float market capitalization on 16th March divided by the base date market capitalization into the base date Sensex.
Yeah. So basically, let us apply. Sensex is a value weighted index. So what is the formula for calculating the index, value weighted index as on a particular date? What is the formula? So it is free float market capitalization based. So free float market capitalization on a particular day. So in this case, I am calculating it on 16 March. So what is my free float market capitalization? This divided by the market capitalization on the base date. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Multiplied by
100.
Multiplied by 100. That is base date Sensex value. Okay. This is how it is arrived at. Now the question is, in base date the Sensex value was 100. On 16 March it is 50,363.96. How do you interpret this? What does this mean? If you talk about this number as against the base date index value, so how do you, means what is the inference that you get from this? Anyone? Yes, tell quickly. On the base dates, Sensex was 100. And on 16 March, Sensex was 50,363.96. What does this mean? Suppose you have to explain this to a layman who does not understand these things, free float, this, that, and all. In simple terms, if you have to make someone understand what does this mean.
So is it that the Sensex increased for more than 500%?
So best thing is to find out how many times it has increased. So you can simply say that in relation to the base date as on today, that is as on 16th March, Sensex has gone up 503.64 times. Okay, that means somebody who would have invested 1 rupee on that base date, his money would have become 503.64 today. Right? Is it clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So Sensex has increased by almost 504 times during this time frame. Okay, this is what it basically means in simple words. So hopefully you understood how Sensex is calculated and all other things, right? The weight and why, you know, Sensex is actually driven by only few companies with, you know, the higher market capitalization.